Okay, good afternoon. I'm Aki Malabanan, one of your hosts for today.
Hi, and I'm Nika Fernandez, your other host for today. Welcome to the second day of Speed Week. We are so excited to have you with us. Today's theme is Testimonials in the State of PWSNs in COVID.
So, we will be exploring the experiences and challenges faced by our partner organizations in the middle of the pandemic. We will have a total of 3 speakers, and we will have a short portion for Q&A later. So make sure to note down any questions that you might have. This may be a live stream, but you can still interact with our speakers through the comment section below.
Yes, and if you, our viewers, have not registered yet, please feel free to do so using this link on screen so that we know who are with us today. So there, if you see it. Yeah. Okay, so while you are all still registering and before we introduce our first speaker, we would like to take a few minutes to promote some of the projects that our fellow speed teams have been working on.
All right. So, is everyone excited for Christmas? Because I know I am. Besides having more time to rest, I'm looking forward to Sparol, a year-end salo-salo event that aims to celebrate the spirit of togetherness between persons with special needs and Sparol participants. Nika, do you know what happens when you combine spam and bigay?
Aki, are you gonna give me spam? I'm kind of hungry. It's almost dinner time. Is that
No, no,
it?
no. I won't give you spam.
Oh,
I won't give you spam.
okay. What
But you get
happened?
Spamigay. So, Speed has an ongoing fundraiser called Spamigay, wherein we raise money to address the needs of our 8 partner areas, namely Gonalo Home Center, St. Francis Integrated Art School, Precious Gem Academy, Laro Lapis at Libro, Cotelengo Filipino, Barangka Sped School, Child's World, and Bandi Elementary School. We are still accepting monetary donations as we strive to reach our goal of 105,000 pesos. If you would like to donate, payment details and donation process can be found here on your screens right now. There, as you can see. Okay, so you
Wow,
can,
nice.
yeah. So you can go ahead and take a screen grab of that before we move on. So any amount will be highly appreciated by our partner areas.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, Aki, I have a question naman for you.
Okay, okay.
Okay, what do you call a wide range of something?
Wide range of something. Uh, a spectrum.
Yeah, you're correct. Okay, so the second wave of Spectrum actually will be held in February and it will focus on showcasing the many talents of the PWSN sector through various art and merchandise. Amazing.
Yeah, that sounds really exciting. And I have another question for you, naman. Do you know what you call a baby plant?
Hmm. I think that's called a sprout.
A sprout. Okay, that's right. I'm also looking forward to the second semester because we'll be holding Sprout. It's a project that involves therapy module training and therapy consultation given by doctors, occupational therapists, physical therapists, and speech pathologists.
Whoa, that sounds great. I'm really excited for that. I believe that therapy should be accessible to all because everyone's mental health matters. I'm also eager to see how Aspire is going to happen. I've heard that it's going to consist of career readiness programs for PWSNs, a series of talks for the family members and teachers, and a symposium for companies.
True, that is really an exciting project, and that will truly help integrate PWSNs further into society. In addition to this, I think that Introspect would be genuinely helpful too. It's a webinar series that aims to shed light on PWSN employment through hosting talks on PWSN employees and companies.
Wow. Oh my gosh. With a lineup like that, I can't wait to see what the rest of 2020 and 2021 will bring us.
Yes, so stay tuned for more details on the projects we mentioned today on Speed's social media accounts.
Yes. All right. So, reminder again, guys, don't forget to register on the link below. As you can see, it is passing right now. There. All right. Amazing. So, I think we are ready to start our very first segment. Our first speaker for today graduated from UST under the degree of BS Psychology in 2010. She also obtained her Master of Arts Education, majoring in Special Education at Minicam in 2015. She has also been a student activities head and a SPED tutor, wow, for 10 years at one of our partner areas, Loro Lapis at Libro, a DepEd recognized institution that provides educational services to children with special needs. Their core values include integrity, nationalism, compassion, and love for God. She has also been a social skills facilitator and a SPED tutor for 8 years at the Learning and Therapy Center. Her advocacies include volunteering as a tutor for abused children of Merit Children's World Foundation and being part of the Lead in Happiness Project, which is a personal yearly charity for indigent and street children. So, without further ado, let us all give a warm welcome to Miss Leia Buenaventura.
Hello, everyone. All right. Good afternoon, and I am teacher Leia from Laro Lapis at Libro. And this afternoon, I would like to share to you a walk through our own park, our school, Laro Lapis at Libro. And it's entitled, Let's Take a Walk in the Park, Our PWSNs in the Middle of the Pandemic. Next slide, please. There. As I've said, I am here representing our beloved school, Laro Lapis at Libro. And to start off, I would like to share to you how our students were when we were at the school before the pandemic happens. Next slide, please. All right. So this is us. This is LLL or Laro Lapis Libro before the pandemic. We were able to build friendship. We were able to learn. We are enjoying the company of each other. Next slide, please. There, as you can see, I have here a picture wherein Ateneo Speed volunteers came to the school and held a planting activity with our students. In LLL, we play, we learn, and we build friendship. Next slide, please. However, COVID happened last March, and we were not able to formally end our school year last year. So we were faced with a challenge, not just our school, but the entire education community in the Philippines because of the pandemic. More so for us, it's a challenge because we are handling and we are thinking about the welfare of children with special needs that are under our hands. So with this, COVID happened, so we need to distance ourselves from one another. Next slide, please. Then there goes the empty rooms, the silence, and the longing to see one another, to be together again. The pandemic happened very quick. All of a sudden, everybody was locked up on our houses. Each one of us is not allowed to go out, and there are no physical contact with our friends and our teachers and our schoolmates and everybody. So for our children, since they are children with additional needs, this is a big jump, or it's a big change to their routine, which we are really concerned about. So during these times, our parents were texting us and asking for help on how they can handle also the changes that will be happening, since the students or the children are not allowed to go to school. Some of our students adjust differently. Next slide, please. There are students who needed to pass by in front of the school just to have that feel that they still have the school, that they still have us, and that gives them a feeling of comfort just by seeing the gate of the school, just by making sure that the school is still there. So some of our students needed to just pass by, or some of them has to go there every day because it's the part of their routine already. So even if the school is closed, their parents would have to bring them and pass by the street of the school so that they will have the feel of their everyday routine with us. All right, next slide please. And of course, even with fear, us in the school, like we uplift or we live our core values of compassion. And with that, we know that our students need not to stop education, need not to stop learning, even if we are under the pandemic. Us in LLL believe that there are so many ways wherein we can reach out to the students for them to be able to continue learning. It is just that there will be a major adjustment for everyone, not just for the teachers, most especially to the students. But us in LLL, we believe that our students will be able to adjust to it. And so as early as March, the end of March, the school has already planned how our online distance classes will be, considering how the kids are doing, how the families of our kids are doing, the willingness of everyone, not just the teachers, but the willingness of the parents of our students, and of course the time that we have to give to each other to adjust to this new kind of learning that we have faced because of the pandemic. Next slide, please. And so, we started off by just checking out on each other, like how we have been doing, right? Since the pandemic started, we say that it is very important for everyone to check out on each other. And more so again, for our students, it is important for us to know how they are doing. Because like what we said, like what I said, it is their welfare that we are most concerned about. And as you can see on the picture, I think all of our students were really happy to see each other, even if they were not able to touch or give a high five or give a pat on the back from to each other. The smiles on the faces of our children assured us that they are very much willing and they deserve learning, even if they are away or we are away from each other or we are distant from each other. Okay, so we had our online kamustahan to catch up with how the students are adjusting at home, and of course for the students to get to see each other again. Next slide, please. All right, and so the students started their online classes as early as April. So we did not waste any time, because we believe that if we prolong the waiting of the students, it will be harder for them to adjust to the new normal of learning. And so even if towards the end of April, we have started already our online classes, starting off with some with weeks of trial, so that we will know how to adjust to our students as well, so that we will be able to know how or to assess how they are adjusting to the new normal, because it is very different for them to just sit down and listen to the classes that we're going to have. Okay, so we started off so that students will have time to adjust, and to make sure also that the online partners that will be guiding them at home are also being trained, so that online distance for students succeed, if for the efforts of our online partners as well. Their caregivers, their parents, some their grandparents, their brothers or their sisters. And we started early, and that is one big factor why we can say that online distance learning is very possible, and it can be successful for our students with additional needs. Next slide, please. And to continue the the success of the online distance learning, because it is very, very, very different. We us teachers would have to make sure that the class will not be boring, because it is a challenge to them to just sit down and just to watch. It is very different that they cannot hug their teachers, that they cannot give a high five to their classmates, that they cannot really speak out the things that they would like to share to others. So we make sure that the students would really enjoy the classes. So we have to have fun activities. We make sure that even they are just at home, they have opportunities for them to learn new skills. And there are so many opportunities at home wherein they can learn. And of course, students need to feel connected to one another. So the program it consists of a monthly gathering for everyone, so that everyone will stay connected, even if we cannot see each other physically, we cannot touch each other physically. We have to make sure that all of the things, or all of the learnings that they can have when they have face-to-face classes in the school, they can also have it even if we are in the online distance learning. And we can say that it is possible and it is a success. Next slide, please. There, just by looking at the photos that I am sharing with you right now, as you can see, those are not just activities wherein they have to sit. There are activities wherein they have to really move. There are activities wherein they have to really be creative. There are activities that would really involve other people to stay connected with. Right? There are activities that would ask both your fine motor, your gross motor. So looking at the faces of our students, even if under the pandemic, we know that they are learning, we know that they are enjoying learning distantly from school, but this one gives an opportunity to them to bond, and an opportunity for the parents to get to know their children better. All right, next slide, please. Things were doing well until Ulysses happened. So sadly, unfortunately, our school LLL was affected greatly by the Ulysses, as you can see from the pictures. But next slide, please. But even if even if it became another challenge for us in school, because Marikina declared a month of suspension of online classes, and it is a really it would give us a really great impact to the learning of our students. We believe that we need to continue. We need to continue giving them fun activities, opportunities to learn new skills, and we need to give them enough time to stay connected. And so, next slide, please. Even if Marikina has declared a 1-month suspension, we made sure that there are supporting programs for us, for our students, wherein they would stay connected, wherein they will continuously feel that they are family in the school. And by doing this bridge program of ours, assures us that the students are having a great time, are still learning, and they are still connected. So the longing, the empty rooms, the silence of the face-to-face learning is being changed into a different mode of opportunity for each and everyone to stay connected and to stay happy and to enjoy learning with one another. So as we say, even if we are faced with many challenges, all of our students are having fun as they continue learning in LLL. Next slide, please. And of course, all of this we believe in our students because of the vision that we see it as a school. And our vision is to have students who are God-loving and self-actualizing global citizens in an inclusive society as we continue to advocate for PWSNs through developmentally relevant education and action-oriented programs. So with all of this, I must say that our walk in the park, together with the teachers, the parents, the students, is not really a great stroll for everyone. But I must say that it's a challenging yet full of learning walk for everybody, especially to our students with additional needs. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you had a great time walking with us and our students during this time of pandemic.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that was great. Okay, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, Teacher Leia, and for also sharing how the students at LLL are doing. I hope the LLL kids are enjoying the many modules that Speed has prepared for them. So again, if you guys have any questions for Teacher Leia regarding her talk or anything about Laro, Lapis at Libro, feel free to comment down below in this live stream, and we will do our best to have Teacher Leia address them during the Q&A portion of this talk. Yes. Okay, so once again as well, feel free to register. I think they have provided links already in the comment section. Yeah, so that we know you're with us today. Okay. So yes, let's while waiting, let's look at some other comments that we have here. Okay, let's see. Yes, that was such a nice walk and talk with Teacher Leia. Thank you again, Teacher Leia, for sharing your insights with us today and for giving us time. Yes. Okay, let's see what else. Oh yes, someone said, Polly said that she really appreciates that both students and online partners were taken into consideration when designing their online classes. Yes, I agree. That was really good.
I really loved when Teacher Leia said that there is a lot of room to innovate, there's a lot of room to adjust, but I think it was really worth it that they got to connect again. And I think that's really the motivation right now with the online setting and everything
Yes.
that's happening. And I think that's beautiful then. So, yeah. Okay. So moving
Oh
on.
yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
So moving on, our second guest for today is the founder of Hands in Inclusion Philippines, a community of volunteers that promotes proper inclusion of persons with special needs in the country. The organization shares stories of people with disabilities in order to promote awareness of the need for inclusion in society. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Roylan Marlang.
Thank you very much to the guests and the speakers, and also for Ateneo Speed na rin for your wonderful introduction. So, by the way, ano nga ba yung sinasabi ko about sa hands in inclusion? Next slide. Sino ba kami? So we are a community of volunteers that promotes proper inclusion of PWDs in the whole Philippines. So binabahagi namin yung aming kwento para matulungan din ang mga PWD na matanggap sa lipunan bilang individual, hindi lang PWD kundi lahat, mga LGBT pati mga katutubo at pati na rin yung mga mahihirap sa ating lipunan. So our goal is to be able to reach out the proper channels, both the government and the private sectors, to give aid, support, and embrace to those who deserve this help. Next. So, before the pandemic pala, by the way, nagkaroon pa kami ng meeting last February for yun, yung sa mga plano, yung plans for this year sana. But, ang nangyari na yun, nagkaroon nga ng mga lockdowns and also nagkaroon din ng mga anxieties lahat. Halos lahat kami nagkaroon kami ng anxieties. But paano namin natutukan itong COVID-19 pandemic nung nasa bahay kami lahat? Una, lahat kami ay temporarily na walang trabaho dahil nga sa pandemya. Ayan na nga, kagaya na sinabi ko rin, nakakaranas kami ng pagkabalisa at depression. And then, para magawa namin ng mga solusyon at nagkaroon kami ng pag-uusap sa Messenger, at pati na rin sa Zoom, sa Google Meet stream, at pati na rin yung mga live videos via StreamYard. Noong pangalawang araw din ng MECQ, nagkaroon kami ng concert na tinaguri ang Himig Inclusion noong May 17. So, para saan yung concert na yun? Ito yung concert na ipakita lahat ng mga talento ng mga nasa HNI Inclusion na rin. So, pinagpatuloy pa rin namin yung pagtulong sa mga kapwa namin at maaliw ang publiko kung ano yung mga ginagawa namin kahit nasa bahay kami. Next slide. So, paano kami na yon? So, ito ang pinakamalungkot na bahagi ng aming buhay. Temporary sign-off kami noong June 6, 2020 dahil nga sa pandemic na rin. Pero nagpapatuloy pa rin ang mga pagbuo ng mga aming mga plano at ang muling pagbangon ng aming org. At maging na rin sa mga plano sa kinahaharap, lalo na ang aming formalidad. Next slide. So, today, nagkakaroon kami ng kumustahan kada Lunes. Yung, kumbaga, nagbabatian kami, nag-good morning, and then, kumusta ang kalagayan ninyo? At saka, kumusta din ang inyong kalagayan? So, ngayon, nasa mabuting kalagayan na din sila. And then, nagkaroon din sila din na may konti rin mga pangamba dahil nga rin sa trabaho. Sa work from home na rin yung iba. And then, yung iba naman sa amin nag-aaral. And then, nagkakaroon din kami ng mga meetings. Alin man sa Zoom, Google Meet, or Messenger, yung group chat. And then sa amin lahat, karamihan sa amin ay mga vloggers. Next. Ito ang mga tao na nasa likod ng mga live vlogs. Kasama na ako doon. At ito ang mga aking mga kasama. Majority sa amin ay may PWSN at the guy with yung katabi ko, meron siyang cerebral palsy. Next. Paano kami mai-impress na yung ngayon? Kung pagbabasihan natin yung satisfaction, sapat na sa kanila. Dahil nga, una, kahit hayaan ng sabihin nila, kahit sabihin ng iba, kahit anong mga bato o yung mga negatibo na feedback, hinahayaan na lang namin yun. Kasi kapag once na may mangyari, once na halimbawa binato ka ng negative comment, huwag mo sasagutin ng pangontra. Ang sagutin mo, mamahalin na lang kita. Ayan, yan yung ibig ko sabihin. Next. Ito ang matinding hinamon namin nung panahon ng pandemic. Yan, una-una yung aming mga problemang personal o personal issues. Bakit personal issues? Kasi meron pa rin mga nanloloko, mayroon din mga nambubuli, at meron din mga hindi naniniwala pa rin kung ano ang mga pinaglalaban namin. Kaya ayan, nagkakaroon kami ng hinayang din kami dito. Yung teamwork naman, ayun, meron ding minor changes na ginawa namin na pwede naka-apekto sa amin lahat, including ito, i-connect natin yung internet access, pati yung kawalan din ng gadget. Yan ang isa sa nakikita namin. At pati yung roles of organization at saka mga leaders. Parang kumbaga nalilito pa kami kung alin ang paano namin gagawin. Paano namin mapapatunayan kung ano. Paano namin mapapatunayan sa madla na kung sa loob pa lang ng aming organization, nagkakawatak-watak na. Ang ginawa namin ng paraan, hinayaan ko na, kumbaga, kung kapag may malawag. Next. Ano kami nakabangon na yun? Yan. Una, nagkakaroon kami ng routine, yung pagbati, batian na good morning. Nag-good morning kami. And then, pag ako ay nag-good morning, meron magsasabi na, mag-ano na tayo, plano na tayo. And then, pangalawa, yung pag-iisip kung ano yung mga kamalian namin at pati yung mga problema, pati na rin yung ating mga resolution. Ano yung mga solution namin regarding doon? Sa totoo lang kasi, dinadahan-dahan lang namin lahat ng mga makakaya namin. Para makabangon kami kung ano ang pagsubok aming hinaharap. At wag ninyo kakalimutan to. Sa lahat ng organizations, mapa-paaralan, mapa-NGO o pribado, maging ehemplo kayo sa anumang bagay. Bakit? Kasi aanuhin natin aanuhin natin yan kung wala na nga. Kung hindi nyo gagamitin ang magandang ehemplo, kung maninira kayo lalo. Next. Ano ang aming natutunan na yon sa panahon ng community quarantine bilang isang grupo? Una, pagkakaisa at saka katapatan. Saglit lang. Ayan. Okay. So, balik tayo. Yung honesty and unity. Matuwa ka na lang kahit konti na lang yung tagahanga mo. Huwag mo na lang pakialaman kung ano ka man. Ang mahalaga, nakakayanan mo kung ano ang nasa iyong buhay. At nasa iyo rin pangarap, pati pagsisikap. Pangalawa, paglikha ng mga bagay na kakayahan. Para na rin to sa pakikitulong sa mga kapwa kong PWD at sa kapwa kong autismo at pati na rin sa kapwa kong PWSN na rin. Kailangan natin matuto at kailangan natin maituwid ang ating mga talento. At ang panghuli, natutunan ko to sa aking kaibigan. Be a bigger person. You will go further like facing challenges that you can get confused and stressed out, but the effort. You will overcome those with confidence. Next. At bago tayo magwakas, mga kapatid at mga nanonood saan man panig sa buong mundo, magbibigay ako ng quote about kay Stephen Hawking. My advice to other disabled people would be concentrate on things your disability doesn't prevent you doing well. And don't regret the things it interferes with you. Don't be disabled in spirit as well as physically. Sa madaling salita, huwag mong pansinin kung ano ang negative side. Kung ano ang negative side na binabati ko sa inyo. Bagkus, gampanan mo kung ano ang makakaya mo sa pamamagitan ng spiritual at physical na pamamagitan sa iyo sarili kahit PWD ka o hindi. Ito yung aking natututunan nang naibasa ko to kahapon sa aking pag-uulat. Sa aking live vlog kahapon sa InkluRadyo. Yun lang po ang aking masasabi, mga kaibigan. Next. Maraming salamat sa inyo at pagpalain tayo nawa ng buong may kapal.
Wow, that was a great talk. Thank you so much, Sir Roylan.
Sir Roylan, maraming salamat po sa mga sinabi niyo po. At yung tumatak talaga yung sinabi niyo po na aanhin pa natin yung pinaglalaban natin kung hindi tayo kumilos, di ba? And what you left us with, what Stephen Hawking said na don't be disabled in spirit. And I think that speaks a lot for everyone also. And yun, there's a lot of things that we can take from this talk, from what Sir Royland said also, about really pushing through on advocacy in challenging times and changing times as well, to keep your connection with it and to keep really pushing for it too. So thank you, Sir Royland.
Yes, thank you so much. And again, remember to register if you haven't yet in the link provided in the comments down below. It's bit.ly/PWSN testimonials. And if you have any questions for Sir Roylan, comment down na rin, and we'll do our best to have Sir address them in the Q&A portion later. So yes, we will now be having a short break in order to process everything that we have learned so far from our previous two speakers.
Okay, so for those of you who are staying with us during the break, we'd like to hear your thoughts, maybe even some realizations that you had throughout these talks. However, in line with our topic, we also prepared the prompt for you guys. So if you have any, you can share down below in our comments a meaningful encounter or experience you had with the sector. So feel free to.
Yeah. Okay. So, Aki, what is your meaningful encounter or experience with the sector?
Okay, my meaningful experience with the sector, it's really my first year. The first time I went to a speed event, which was Sparkle. And that was the first time I was processed. That was the first time that after event, you're going to get processed for an event. And that's when I realized how my buddy, I remember her name, she was Shanti. And what I realized from spending the whole day with her was that she was not afraid to show her love. In many ways, she was not afraid to hug us, to tell us how much she loves us. And at the end of the day, she wasn't afraid to say, I will miss you. And that's really wonderful also for me. It was very meaningful that day. So, how about you, Mika?
Yes,
How
that's
about you?
great. I think it's just a general encounter with the sector, but I really love dancing with our partner areas, like the kids from all of the areas that go to school, or sometimes we visit too when we still had on-site classes. So yeah, basically when I was dancing with them, it was just a good time to like release and enjoy your time with the the kids. And yeah, like they dance really well. I was kind of blown away. They're pretty talented. Like, disabilities should not define who you are. Yeah, you are more than your disabilities. Yes, it was amazing. Okay, so let's take a look at the comments now. Let's see.
Right. So, so remember the prompt. It's if you have any, share a meaningful encounter or experience you had with the sector. So
Or any reflection as well from the two previous talks. Yeah. Okay, we have one from Alisa Flores. So she says that the two talks have shown the challenges of the sector these past months, but also how everyone's responded because of the deep love they have for their organization. Super insightful. Yes, I agree. Like I think I speak for everyone when, this pandemic has, not been the best for us, and more especially for the sector. So at least, we're all coming together now and doing our best to help, especially those who are in need of, our help and everything. Yeah.
all right, that's true. Like there's a lot of adjustments we have to make during these times, but to really pull through with all our initiatives is amazing, given our heart for and passion for what we
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Here we have one comment from Marie Macaranas. She says, when faced with negative comments and actions, it's better to react with love instead of fighting back. Thank you for that, Sir Roylan. Amazing. I agree. Yeah, you know, if
Also,
you have nothing good to say, don't say anything at all.
that's true. That is true. That's one of our, core values here, acceptance. Yes. Okay. One more comment from Carlos Kanahashi. So, what I learned from Leah and Roylan is that we can meet virtually and to show the Bayanihan spirit. Yes. Like there's a lot of boundaries now with the virtual setting and everything, but we can't take away the human aspect of everything right now. And I think that's really what we have to keep with what we do as we continue with all these changes moving forward. So yes.
Thank you for that, Carlos.
So all right. We're looking through the comments right now. Who else can we
Oh, okay. Here, there's one from Sophia. So she says, sobrang halaga po maging magandang ehemplo para sa iba, lalo na sa gitna ng mga nararanasan natin ngayon. Thank you, sir, for the reminder. Yes. It is important to be good examples and good role models to our fellow human beings.
Okay. It's very lovely to share all your thoughts throughout these
Yes.
talk.
Keep commenting.
Keep commenting. All right. So we have Dani who shared her experience. Dani Concepcion. So her experience is that during her first area visit to Sacred Heart, one of our partner areas as well, our module was Easter Bunny cards. So we really expected the kids to write to their friends or family members, but one of them, Jandis, gave her creation to me. And I still have the card attached to my corkboard.
Oh,
it's
that's
really nice.
great. That's great, Danny. Thank you for that experience. I'm sure that meant a lot to you.
Okay. So to move forward with our talk today. So thank you to all who shared their thoughts and experiences. And before we continue with our program, one of our sponsors, Unilab, has a few words for us.
Anong alaga ang kayang ibigay ng isang Pilipino? Alagang tumatahak ng daan. Alagang hindi ka pagsasawaan. Alagang makakapitan sa matinding pagsubok. Alagang kusang inaalok. Alagang maingat magpagaling. Alagang masayang kapiling. Alagang naghahanap pa ng makabagong paraan para mas lalo kang maalagaan. Ang Pilipino ang inspirasyon namin sa pag-alaga sa bayan. Bitamina o gamot man, noon, ngayon, at kailanman. Unilab, 75 years nang nag-aalaga ng kapwa Pilipino.
Alright. Okay. So we hope you guys enjoyed that short break. For those who are just joining us now, you can still register with us through this link being shown on the screen. Okay, so you see it moving there, yes. You see it moving, the talks naman. Now it's there on the screen itself. So yes, don't forget to register so we know who's with us today. Okay. So moving on to our third and final speaker. Okay. Please join us to give a warm welcome to Sister Gladys Malinao from Guanella Home Center, Servants of Charity.
Yay!
Hello, good evening. Narinig niya ako?
Opo.
Okay.
Opo.
Pasensya na ha, kasi hindi ko ma-reach out si Kuya Albert. So, although phone lang yung gamit ko, kaya sana matandaan ko yung questions. Yung tanong niyo is, kailan ako nag-start na mag-work sa persons with disability. Actually, nag-start ako June 2017. It was not really my intention to work with children with disabilities kasi mas comfortable ako to work with children without special needs. So 7 years kasi ako working with children with normal kids na tinatawag natin yung walang kapansanan. So mas gamay ko silang alagaan, and then mas alam ko yung attitudes nila, yung body language, their behavior, unlike sa children with disability na talagang kailangan ng special care. Kaso after 7 years ako sa children without special needs, and then that was January 2017, meron kasi kaming isang bata, si Pio, kung kilala nyo. He came from us. Kami ang nag-alaga sa kanya since siya po ay 6 months old in our orphanage. And then, since yung orphanage namin sa Tagaytay ay hindi kami equipped to take care a child with special needs, DSWD advised us na ilipat siya sa ibang institution na 40 ang pag-aalaga sa child with special needs. And then, wala din kaming program for him. So, before I was kasi kailangan namin nag-reassignment po kasi kami every 3 years, nagkakaroon kami ng bagong assignment. So, ang assignment ko ay kailangan akong ma-assign sa Angeles, Pampanga, sa aming house. And then, maiiwan ko si Pio. So, I decided to transfer Pio sa Guanela Center. And that, since nung transfer ko na siya dito, yung social worker na may hawak po dito ay hindi siya ganun ka-equip na mag-process ng adoption. So, para matulungan ko si Pio, hindi kasi ako pwede mag-process na hindi ako connected sa isang institution. I really tried my best na magpaalam sa superior namin para payagan ako na magtrabaho po dito. And then, dun po siya nag-start. And then, since kung saan ako na-assign ay lahat po sila estudyante, and then wala ako masyadong legwork, wala masyadong inaasikaso kasi parang company lang yung kailangan ng mga sisters, konting gabay dahil they're all mature. So, nagtagal ako dito sa work habang nag-aaral din po ako. Although I decided to stop for last year kasi medyo nakakapagod din. So, bakit napili ko dito magtrabaho? Yun nga, dahil po dun sa reason na yun. Bakit ako nagtagal? Isang factor kaya ako nagtagal kasi hindi pa tapos yung process ng abandonment ni Pio. At the same time, nag-i-enjoy na rin akong tulungan yung ibang bata, hindi lang si Pio, kundi yung ibang bata na kailangan kong alagaan. Although, hindi ako masyadong, at first, mga first 2 years ko dito, hindi po talaga ako na-assign sa kanila. Ang assignment ko lang sa kanila, ang role ko lang sa kanila is to process the legal abandonment of the children. Pero yung mga babad na work, yun po ay sa social worker na nakahandle kasi ang hinandle ko ay community-based program. So yun po yung isang bagay na medyo nahahati yung oras ko. Pero last year, nag-start na ako talaga nag-handle with them. Although before, may mga say ako sa mga decisions, sa mga discipline when it comes kung sumusobra yung disiplina sa bata. So may say po ako parati po doon. Masayang magtrabaho sa children with special needs. Una, talagang matututunan mo yung pagpasensya, habaan ng pasensya, and then matututo ka rin sa kanila. Kasi pag-aaralan mo sila kung ano yung pinaghuhugutan ng bata. It doesn't mean na siya ay child with special needs. Hanggang doon na lang siya, no? Kaya niya pa rin mag-grow. May development pa rin sa buhay nila. Hindi man siya ganun kalaki, hindi siya ganun kahaba, hindi siya ganun ka-feasible. Sobrang maliliit na bagay na accomplishment ng mga house parent ay binibigyan namin niya ng importansya. Halimbawa, magbibigay ako ng example. Meron kaming isang batang siya ay child with autism. So, nung dumating siya sa center, nandito na ako kasi ako yung naka-assign sa admission niya. Nung dumating siya sa center, sobrang hirap na hirap yung house parents. Kasi, hindi siya mapakali, hindi siya pwedeng paupuin in a span of 5 seconds, 1 minute sa isang upuan. Parang kung aabot siya ng 30 seconds, sobrang accomplishment na yon. Pag binitawan siya, as in, iikot na siya sa aming vicinity, hindi siya mahahabol. And then, hindi siya marunong magsuot ng slipper. Pag tinawag mo siya, wala siyang Gerald, hindi siya lilingon kasi wala sa kanya yung familiarity na yun pala yung name niya. After series of consultation and meetings with the house parent kung ano yung dapat gawin, kung saan pa pwedeng hugutan, ano pa yung huhugutan naming lakas para matulungan namin yung bata, ano po yung kailangan namin i-exert ng effort, saan banda namin siya tutulungan, and then with the help also ng aming mga occupational therapists, yung mga volunteer namin, and then the suggestion of developmental pediatrician, natutunan namin na ito palang kailangan niya na pagpasensyahan. And then when you command a child, wag yung maraming halika nga dito, ganyan. No, it's just, sabi ng therapist namin, one word is enough for a child. Kasi hanggang doon lang yung abot nila. So yung bagay na yun, natutunan namin yun, na kung kakausapin mo ang isang batang may kapansanan, hindi kailangan ng isang sentence, hindi kailangan ng isang paragraph para maintindihan ka niya. One word, 2 words is enough para maintindihan ng bata. Para mag-sink in yun sa utak niya, yun yung gusto mong sasabihin sa kanya. Yun yung gusto mo yung ipagawa. And then, after 6 months, sobra kaming natuto siyang magsuot ng tsinelas. Pag naglalakad siya, nakatsinelas na siya. After a year, kaya niya nang umupo sa upuan ng 20 minutes. Hindi na siya yung pahihirapan pa yung house parent. And then pag tinawag siya sa name niya, nare-recognize niya, ito yung pangalan ko. Parang, although hindi
All right. Okay. I think we have
Okay, hello.
connection problems there.
I think we have a little technical difficulty on Sister Gladys's end. So while we are waiting, let's go through some more comments. Yes. Okay, so there's one from Christina Savidal. Aki's sharing on Sparkle made me remember my first Sparkle also, and my buddy, PM for PGA, was so excited and energetic even when it was raining so hard, and he didn't want to let go of hugging me and my partner even when it was time to leave. Oh, I'm sure you had a great time during Sparkle, yeah, with all the activities going on. Amazing, amazing.
Yes. So, if you guys don't know, Sparkle is one of our on-site projects in Speed. And if you guys are curious, we still have our online projects. And now Speed Week is one of
Yes.
them. And the things we mentioned a while ago too. And we still have area visits too. So
Yes. If you are curious about the sector or our partner areas, feel free to head over to the Ateneo Special Education Society Facebook page or Instagram or any social media platforms that we are on. And yeah, there are infographics there, and you can learn about the sector and our partner areas as well. So yeah.
you have a lot lined up for this week, a lot of infographics, a lot of talks. So this is not the last time you will see a live stream on Speed's page. Yes. We have a lot of topics
Okay.
to cover. So yeah.
Yeah, all right. So, okay. I think it's time now, Aki, that we mention and thank our sponsors, our partner orgs as well. Okay, so we could not have done this without the following. Our sponsors, Adarna House and Unilab, and our primary partners, Angkla PH, Ateneo Peers, Ateneo Psyche, Ghana PH, Hands in Inclusion Pilipinas, Kayo PH, Kinabukasan Literacy Program, Media Max Benil, Musmos Ateneo, Project Katipunan, The Initiative PH, Sose Sanggunian, and Talang Dalisay.
And on to our secondary partners, Sanggunian Commission on Persons with Special Needs Inclusion, Barefoot Philippines, Habitat for Humanity, Blue Chapter, Project Kaya PH, Site Youth Organization, UP Psychology Society, and UP Super.
Yes, and last but definitely not the least, our tertiary partners. We have Ateneo ACTM, ISEC, University of the Philippines, Diliman, Ateneo Junior Marketing Association, Autism Strong Philippines, UP AVCom, Association of Visual Communicators, Council of Organizations of the Ateneo Manila, TICA Organization, Kite Ateneo, Ateneo Management Engineering Association, UANP Alon, UST Psychology Society, and UST Volunteers for UNICEF. So thank you once again to our sponsors and partner orgs. And feel free, if you have not yet done so, to register at bit.ly/PWSN Testimonials.
Alright, so I think we have Sister Gladys back, and she's just settling in with our system also. So,
Sorry, nakapisi ako.
Hello po, Sister Gladys.
Hello, good evening. Okay. Ilang minutes ako?
no worries.
Continue na ba?
Continue lang po, okay lang.
Okay, yung next kong sasagutin is how is to work during the pandemic. Una, sobrang niyang hirap. Kasi, di ba nag-start March, mga kalagitnaan ng March. So, that time, we have so many programs na nakalinya for the children. And then, bigla-bigla na lang nag-lockdown. So, hindi namin alam paano ngayon i-contain yung mga bata. Kasi syempre, alam niyo naman, children with special needs, pag nagbago yung schedule, sobrang affected sila and nagagalit sila sa ganun. That time, nagkaroon kami ng meeting na kailangan may magstay ng house parent. Sila po ay 3 months na hindi lalabas. Nandito lang po sila sa loob ng center. And then, kung ano yung needs nila, papadalhan na lang ng family o kaya yung malalapit lang. Ang nagstay dito ay yung dalawa naming house parent from Bicol at isang taga dito na wala ng widow. So yung time na yon sobrang bored yung mga bata. Pero yung time na yon yun din yung time na yung mga bata nagkaroon sila ng bonding with the priests, seminarians, at saka house parents, na 3 house parents, kasi sila lang yung nandun. Natuto sila ng household chores. Nagkaroon sila ng responsibility, yung iba naging responsible kasi may na-assign sa kitchen, may na-assign sa laundry, may na-assign sa garden, kasi wala po kaming manpower that time. Ako, in my part, I was in charge that kasi na-lockdown din ako, hindi ako pwedeng umuwi ng convent. So yun yung time na ako yung in charge na tumanggap ng mga donations, mga goods, pero hindi ako pumapasok sa loob. Hanggang sa gate lang ako, tsaka dito sa center. So hindi pwedeng hindi ako pumasok that time kasi nga yung mga bata ay kailangan pang gabayan. And then nagkaroon kami ng challenge kasi may namatay kaming isang special child. Siya ay child with cerebral palsy. Sobrang hindi namin inaasahan kasi wala naman siyang noted serious illness, although merong mga simple cough and colds. And then, tinanong ko yung series within the 2 weeks na bago siya namatay kung ano nangyari sa kanya. Ang report sa akin ay okay lang naman yung bata, ganito, ganun, walang sakit. And then the question, bakit siya namatay biglaan? And then, sobrang hirap siya kasi hindi siya pwedeng iburol. Hindi pwedeng magtagal dito sa center. Nakita namin siya nung namatay siya. And then bago siya ilibing, since hindi siya pwedeng magstay sa center, so nilagay siya sa isang funeral parlor. It was a big blow kasi financially, sobrang mahal magpalibing pala. And then, kung mag-spend kami dun sa pagpapalibing, meron pa kami naiwang mga bata. But with the God's providence, may nag-sponsor ng kaniyang pagpapalibing and we don't pay kahit konti. So malaking pasalamat namin doon sa mga tumulong. And then that time din, during the pandemic, even now, sobra kami nagpapasalamat sa Ateneo Speed, sa Ateneo, yung binhi program ng Ateneo, at saka sa ibang mga universities na bigla na lang magtatanong what we need, and then magpapadala, just like the Ateneo, nagpadala kayo ng mga vegetables, goods. Malaking bagay po yun sa amin for survival kasi alam naman po nating lahat na ang isang non-government organization, malaki po yung factor at malaki po ang tulong na nanggagaling po sa labas. Kasi hindi naman kami pwedeng magkaroon ng livelihood program kasi nga walang operation. So malaki yung tulong doon at the same time, very challenging siya. Sa part ng mga bata, sobra silang nahirapan kasi hindi sila pwedeng pumunta sa court namin kasi may nagre-repack ng relief goods for almost a month, 1.5 months exactly. Sila ginamit yung court namin, so hindi pwedeng maglaro yung mga bata, nasa room lang, nasa house lang nila. After 1.5 months, nagkaroon ng SAP distribution, ginamit din yung area namin, sobrang dami ng tao, hindi pwedeng lumabas yung mga bata. Yung ba sa kanila nagwawala na, and then very creative na lang yung brother in charge na everyday nagkakaroon siya ng iba-ibang way ng activities, iba-ibang pamamaraan para lang ma-entertain yung mga bata, yung games nila, yung informative, educational, iba-iba with the priests and seminarians kasi kailangan po siya with the help of our house parents. Kami na nasa labas ng mga staff, we just keep on asking them kung kumusta na sila and then what they need. And then isang challenge na nahirapan kami yung supply ng medicines. Kasi alam naman po ninyo yung medicines ng mga bata namin ay kailangan ng prescription. At hindi siya basta-basta nabibili. That time nawalan po ng stock. So nag-order kami sa lahat, halos yung mercury drug within the area ay wala po silang stock. Luckily, meron po kami yung sa partner namin sa Ateneo Binhi program, sila yung sumagot at naghanap ng medicines para sa mga bata. So, laking pasalamat po talaga namin doon. Ang laking tulong po ng mga partners namin, yung mga nagbibisita dito, kasi nakasurvive kami that time. And then what makes me happy? Una sa lahat, after kong graduate ng social work, and then nagkaroon ako ng license as a social worker, hindi ko na-appreciate ang pagiging social worker. Una, toxic sa trabaho. Ang dami-daming papel na inaayos, ang dami-daming legwork. Na-realize ko lang na masarap pala maging social worker nung nakapagpaampon ako ng bata. Nung nagkaroon, kumbaga, ako yung naging tulay na yung bata ay magkaroon ng isang family. And then, when I started also na nagkaroon ng mga home visits na nagkaroon ng reunification si bata at saka si family, very fulfilling siya kasi na-experience ng bata yung na-experience mo sa family mo. So dito sa home, una kong masaya siya kasi lalo na pag natutulungan mo yung mga bata. Not so much on the salary, walang ganon. Kasi although you have a salary, pero iba yung feeling pag yung impact na nakikita mo sa mga bata at saka sa mga kliyente mo na grateful sila at saka grateful ka rin kasi two-way process yung natutunan yun, may natutunan ka sa kanila at the same time may natutunan sila sa'yo. And then sa case ng mga PWD, nandyan yung natutuwa ka kasi sobrang liit lang ng ginawa mo pero ang laki ng impact sa kanila. And then sila, ang laki din ng impact nila sa'yo na magpapasalamat ka kasi normal ka, wala kang kapansanan. Magpapasalamat ka kasi ikaw may pamilya ka, may kinalakhak kang pamilya, inalagaan ka ng pamilya mo. Sila, they have parents, pero hindi natin alam ang reason bakit sila iniwan. Hindi natin alam ang reason bakit sila nandito sa amin. So, yun yung mga bagay na ipagpapasalamat mo at matutuwa ka. And then, ipagdadasal mo at talagang pagsusumikapan mo na sana yung mga batang to maranasan nila, hindi man pareho, pero somehow maranasan nila yung naranasan mo sa family mo. And then yung love na naranasan mo, ay sana maranasan nila sa pagbibigay mo rin ng love. So yun po yung mga bagay na nakakatuwa na hindi mo lahat i-credit sa sarili mo, kundi dun sa mga ka-workmates mo. Kasi hindi mo naman ma-accomplish kung mag-isa ka lang. So with the help of other people, katulad na lang po ng Ateneo Speed, malaking pasasalamat namin at natutuwa ako kasi you really exert effort na magkaroon ng online activity kasi kumbaga nagkaroon ng ibang mukha na magtuturo para sa mga bata. Nagkakaroon sila ng mga bagong ate at kuya, hindi lang po kami. So yun yung mga bagay na pinagpapasalamat ko at pinatutuwa namin kasi may mga agency na willing kaming tulungan. We're not experts para alagaan yung mga bata. Kaya nga mayroong mga ibang professionals, ibang group, ibang NGOs, ibang institution na tinutulungan din kami para mahubog namin yung mga bata. So yun po yung mga bata. So magbibigay na ako ng message. Ang message ko lang dun sa mga taong hindi pa sa mga taong hinuhusgahan nila yung mga bata at mga adult na may kapansanan. Sana tingnan po natin sila bilang isang gem. Tingnan po natin sila bilang isang napakagarang jewelry, isang napakagarang kayamanan. Kasi sa kanila, hindi naman nila ginusto yun eh. Hindi nila ginusto na maging ganun sila. So sana tayo ay mahalin natin sila. Hindi madali na sabihin mo, mahalin mo yung kapwa mo, mahalin mo yung batang yan. Kasi maraming challenges yon. Marami kang pagdadaanan bago mo mahalin yung batang yon. Pero sana sa puso natin, simulan natin. Tanggapin natin yung sarili natin para matanggap din natin sila. Mahalin natin yung sarili natin para mahalin din natin sila. Dapat magsisimula parati sa atin. And then, isang bagay, magkaroon po sana tayo ng concern sa community. Yung concern na hindi mo man siya kaano-ano, hindi mo man siya kadugo, nandun yung pagmamahal mo at concern mo sa kanya bilang isang tao, bilang isang mamamayan sa Pilipinas. Yung concern mo na pag may nangyari sa kanya, hindi mo man siya direktang matulungan, pero may ginawa ka. Hindi man din direktang pinakain mo siya, pero may ginawa ka. Yung bagay na kasi yun, malaking bagay yun para sa kanila. At the same time, mahalin po natin sila. Buksan po natin yung mga puso po natin para sa kanila. Hindi siya madali, pero kaya po natin gawin. Diba? Pag may gusto tayo, gagawin natin ang lahat, makuha natin yun, o kaya magustuhan tayo. Ganun din po sa mga batang may kapansanan. Gawin po natin ang kaya po natin. Challenge po yun, ang pagmamahal, paano alagaan, paano arugain ang mga batang may kapansanan at yung mga adult na may kapansanan. So yun lang po. Kami po sa ngalan po ng Guanela Center Incorporated at ng Guanela Home for Special Children ng aming program director na si Brother Mauro Chiquinato, with the local superior Father Raja Xavier, kami po ay taus-pusong nagpapasalamat sa Ateneo Speed sa pagbibigay sa amin ng pagkakataon para ma-share yung experience namin. Nawa po yung program po ninyo ay hindi lang po kami ang matulungan po ninyo, kundi yung mga ibang institution na nangangailangan din po ng tulong at gabay po ninyo. Maraming salamat sa patience, sa effort po na ginawa ninyo para sa mga bata, sa pasensya po pag nalilate kami, at the same time kung hindi kami nare-reach kasi nga yung area namin ay medyo hirap ang signal. So maraming salamat po sa friendship at na binigay niyo po sa mga bata po namin. At natutuwa naman po kami kasi talagang bukas yung puso po ninyo na tanggapin po sila although online na. Kasi even before, although hindi ako masyadong gamay dati, hindi ko masyadong gamay ang Ateneo Speed, napapansin ko na yung every Saturday na pagpunta po nila dito, it's an effort. Effort po yun para sa kanila, para makasama lang po yung mga bata namin. So, nagpapasalamat po kami doon and God bless you all po. So, thank you po.
Maraming salamat po, Sister Gladys, sa mahalagang naibahagi niyo po sa amin ngayon. So, yun nga. Thank you po. And for those who don't know, Guanala Home Servants of Charity is a non-profit organization that aims to provide care, special education, and rehabilitation for orphaned, neglected, and abandoned children. So, yun nga, sabi ni Sister Gladys na maganda yung sinabi niya na nagsisimula sa atin kung gusto natin ng pagbabago. At yun din, yung pagmamahal. Kung hindi madali ang gagawin natin, pero kakayanin pa rin naman. Kaya, sige lang, di ba? Puso. Yan ang maganda.
Yes. Inclusivity starts with us. Thank you, Sister Gladys, again for your wonderful talk today. Okay, go Aki.
So, thank you to all our speakers. We really appreciate that you all made the time to be with us today to share your insightful stories. And with that, we wish you well and safety. So the program isn't over yet because we'll have our Q&A portion with our speakers. We'll be asking questions from you, our audience. And don't forget to leave your questions in the comments right down below. So,
Yes. Okay, so once again, thank you to all our partners and sponsors as well, and of course, our wonderful speakers. So now it's time for the Q&A portion of today's talk. So let's see what questions we have here today. Okay, so there's one from Porong Chavez. I think this is addressed to all of the speakers. What are some of the activities in class that encourages your students to move?
If I may answer, yes. There are a lot of activities that encourages movement no inside the classroom. So we can have as simple as singing and dancing, just following through with videos on YouTube. Just make sure na kid friendly talaga siya no. And as we have our online classes, us teachers realize how it is important for the students to move now. Kasi nga, since they're all locked up inside the house, yung iba very limited yung space to move around. So as simple as an 8 to 16 count exercise or a simple dance routine will help them to move. And also to add, there are some activities that can be done like for counting. Counting may be done with jumps, with a step forward. So that is a movement for our body, no? For the bodies, for our students as well. Hindi kailangan pag nag-count nakaupo ka lang, just use your fingers. There are so many ways that we can explore so that we can maximize the skill of movements inside our houses, inside our institutions, and our centers. That's it.
Thank you, Teacher Leah. Sir Roylan or Sister Gladys, do you have anything you want to say po about your answers for the question?
Okay.
Okay po.
Actually, hindi siya klase para sa akin. So, para sa akin, motivation. Kasi, at saka hopes of wisdom. Because, paano natin magagampanan yung mga goals? Kung kulang naman tayo sa words of wisdom and motivation, at saka yung hindi pwede yung ikaw lagi masusunod kung ano yung pinagagawa mo. At saka ang kagandahan, dapat hinay-hinay ka ng pagmando. Yung pagmamando ng trabaho. Yung i-upload mo. Tapos, yun. Paano ko madedetect kung may copyright at saka strikes? Like, say, example, sa YouTube. ang dami, yun ang napapansin namin. Napapansin namin na yun. Regarding nga doon, saka yun na rin. Saka hindi dapat, ang akin lang, yung planuhin lang, yung tamang plano. Okay.
Maraming salamat.
Wala na.
Sige po. May susunod po na tanong galing kay Alicia Flores. Since you're all part of organizations or schools, when you or someone in the org feels heavy and tired because of the challenges due to the pandemic, what are ways that you support each other?
Again, if I may answer, I know it's actually a great challenge to everybody, and it is important for everyone to keep sane during this time. So like what I mentioned at the start of the talk, it's good that you check out on each other. Just send out a very simple message asking how are you doing, not just for teachers to teachers. You also have what we realize under this pandemic is that we had a personal connection with the parents as well, because they are also greatly affected because of the challenges of this pandemic. Kasi sa kanila na ibigay yung responsibility actually to educate the children. Us teachers, kami ay nagsusupport lang sa ngayon, nagbibigay ng activities, pero the hands-on people behind the education of the students now under the pandemic are the parents, the caregivers. So it is good when we start our class, it is parang nagiging routine na rin to ask the parents how they are, how's their day, as simple as did you eat breakfast. So it's important. It's important to check out on each other, and this kind of questions will give you a sense of support. You will feel na hindi ka nag-iisa. Hindi ka nag-iisa dito sa ginagawa mo, kasi alam mo na lahat tayo ay partners. Lahat tayo ay partners. And as an example, Ateneo Speed, my partner area head has been texting me all the time, sending emails, and asking how the students are. It's very overwhelming. It makes us feel na we are not alone under this kahit na very challenging, very chaotic ang education ngayon. We feel that each one is a support to one another. Yan. Thank you.
Thank you po, Teacher Lea.
Do you have anything to add to the question po?
Ada pa?
May dadagdag pa po kayo sa nasabi na po ni Teacher Lea tungkol sa how you support each other po in the organization.
Ay, ganito yan kasi. Ganito yan. Ito yung kasasagsagan ng lockdown. Yung i-share ko lang sa inyo to. Nagkaroon kami ng hindi pagkaunawaan ng kasi ang nararamdaman niya na napapagod na siya. Pagod na siya at saka pwersado na. Tapos nagtatanong, parang gusto niya magpahinga na lang kami. Yung kumbaga isa shutdown. Kagaya ng yung shutdown, yung planong shutdown talaga, yung hindi na kami kahit hindi pa kami formal na, kahit hindi kami mag-operate. Yung gusto niya talaga mangyari, hindi tayo mag-ooperate dahil hanggang matatapos ang lockdown. Hindi ako pumayag doon at the time na yun kasi paano natin magagawa ang mga plano? Tapos ang gusto mo lang, kumustahan lang. unfair na nga yun kung unfair na nga sa iba. At yung away namin yun nagtagal na hanggang today. Nagtatagal hanggang today. Yung mga bangayan namin. Paano ko masasabi sa kanya kung halimbawa, ito, halimbawa, magsasabi ka na i-shutdown na lang. Paano yung mga ibang magtatrabaho? Di kawawa na nga. Kung ano ang maiisip. Mabuti na lang at itinuloy na namin yan without him. Hindi na kami humingi ng tulong without him kasi masyadong pinupolitika. Namumulitika, nag-i-inside job, gusto niya lagi, Christianity lagi. Paano yung mga Muslim, yung mga, yung mga Iglesia de Cristo, yung mga born-again Christian, di ba nakaka-apekto din yun sa kanila? So, gumawa pa siya ng constitution before the lockdown na sinabihan niya yung isang member, alam mo, hindi Catholicism ang ipopromote natin lagi. Paano naman kami mga ibang religion like born again, Muslim? Galangin mo na nga ang constitution, hindi yung one-man rule ka. Kaya yun ang nagbunga kung bakit kami nagwatak-watak nung at the time ng hanggang sa nagtuluyan na nagsara muna pansamantala. Kahit nagsara na kami pansamantala, pinag-uusapan namin kung ano yung mga plano and the formality na rin soon. Kasi hindi pa natin matitiyak kung kailan talaga matatapos ang COVID-19 pandemic. Ang pagkasabi meron nga akong isasabihin sa inyo. Meron ako kasing pinakinggang talk na magtatagal ang COVID-19 pandemic talaga. At prenangka kami. Nationwide lockdown ang gustong magkakaroon ng second wave. Kaya yan, I will ask you everyone, handa na ba tayo for the second wave? At handa na ba tayo kung ano ang mga resources natin? Hindi pwede yung angal ka ng angal. Yung parang ikaw lagi ang napapagod. Dahil gusto mo kung ano yung pinaglalaban mo, yan ang isasanggunin mo sa ating pamahalaan. Yan. Paumanhin kung kung may matatamaan. Ayan.
Sige po.
Paumanhin na rin.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Royland. Para doon. Siguro huli na rin. One last question na lang po. Just leave us here. Okay. So if you would leave us with one thing today for all the advocates for the special needs sector watching with us tonight, what would you like to tell them?
Si Teacher Leia muna.
Okay po, Sir Royland. Alright. If there's one thing that we can tell our advocates for today, is just to stay positive and to not stop in exploring possibilities, because there are so many possibilities. It is challenging. It really is challenging. It is really hard. It will be very difficult at the start. It will be, it seems like parang kakayanin ba talaga? Laging ganun yung question. Kakayanin ba talaga? But if we don't try, and if we do not exert effort to exhaust all the possibilities, we will not know that this kind of way of learning now under this pandemic is possible. We have been challenged with a typhoon under during the pandemic pa. So it's like a double challenge, but we are still continuing. We are still continuing, and we can say that all of this are working. We were able to continue with the Speed Week. We were able to continue with activities from our school, from the other institutions. I believe that not stopping, not stopping in exhausting all of the possibilities that we can, all of the ways that we can serve our PWSNs, and staying positive are some of the attitude or the character that we should have as advocates for us to be able to continue to share and to give service to our PWSNs. That's it.
Yes. Thank you, Teacher Leah. Sir Roylan, may
Apo.
nagdag po ba kayo? Okay.
Yung itong tanong na to, one thing for the advocates, ang maipapayo ko lang sa kanila, hindi lang sa mga PWSN at hindi rin sa mga, at pati na rin sa mga PWD, pati anumang estado ng PWD. Ito na yun. One word. One phrase pala. Believe in yourself. Walang mangyayari kung sa umpisa angal ka ng angal. I cite with an example. Paano kung halimbawa pinuna yung ginagawa mo na tapos nagagalit ka? Do you think matutuwa yung client mo? Hindi. Pagbutihin mo pa instead na umangal ka. Dahil ang mahalaga yung kaayusan ng iyong trabaho, hindi yung pagiging yung pinapairal mo yung pride mo at pagiging hindi matatamaan, pasensya na kung matatamaan na. Hindi sa quality ng pera ang habol. Lahat tayo naghihirap. Kung gusto ng iba na easy money, pasensya na. Hindi lahat makukuha sa madalian na yan dahil nagdudusa na ang buong mundo. Nagdudusa din ang bawat pamilya saan man panik sa Pilipinas. Ayun ang masasabi ko lang. Maniwala sa sarili lamang.
Maraming salamat po, Teacher Leah.
Naman po.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, ayun nga po. Sa Q&A portion, we learned about a lot of things on how we can innovate in this time of uncertainty, and that, this time of uncertainty can help us grow as we grow also. So,
Yes. And we also need to remember the importance of being inclusive when it comes to finding solutions that will benefit all of us, especially when, the time of COVID, it feels very uncertain. So yeah, basically what we have to do is just look out for each other. Yeah.
all right. So now that's a wrap for today's talk. Again, we would like to thank our sponsors, Adarna House and Unilab. And before we close this talk, we would like to thank our three speakers, Ms. Leah Buenaventura, Sister Gladys Malinao, and Mr. Roylan Marlang, for being with us for our Speed Week Day.
Yay!
So before we conclude it, we would like to call one of our project heads, Christina Savedal, to present our virtual certificate of appreciation to our speakers.
Okay, so before we end today's live stream, we want to give our warm thanks to the speakers by awarding these certificates of appreciation to Leah Camille M. Buenaventura, Roylan G. Marlang, and Sister Gladys Malinao in recognition of their valuable participation and insights on the talk, community stories, testimonials on how PWSNs are faring in the time of COVID, given today on the 8th of December 2020. Thank you, speakers.
Yay, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Ate
po.
Leo.
Ayun, wow. Okay, so we would also like to thank everyone who helped make this talk possible, and of course to all who's watching with us today at this live stream. So make sure to give us feedback by clicking the link to the evaluations posted in our live stream's description. So we wish everyone the best and remember to stay safe.
Okay, so we hope to see you all again in our talk tomorrow, Journey Through the Park. So where we hear different advocates share their own unique stories of their journey and the advocacy. Catch us again here at the Speed Facebook page from 5 to 6:30 p.m. tomorrow for that. So that's it from us again, and we are your hosts, Aki Malabanan.
And Nika Fernandez signing out.